Hi scholars, it's Mrs. Hall. We've been reading about orcas, also known as killer whales, the last week, and we're going to continue doing the same thing this week. So today we're going to focus on a whale's habitat. Now, habitat is where a plant or animal lives. So we're going to be learning more about the orca, the killer whale, where they live, and how they do something called migrate. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be looking at the same book that we started last week with Miss Hammond called Orcas, and it's written by Claire Throp. Where do orcas live? A habitat is the place where an animal lives. The habitat has to provide everything the animal needs, from food to shelter. An animal is dependent on its habitat. Orcas can be found in all the oceans of the world, but usually only in small populations, in a small amount. Orcas have been spotted in tropical waters around Hawaii and Australia. So Hawaii is out here, and Australia is this continent down here. But they are more common in colder oceans. Orcas can be seen regularly in the seas around Scotland, Iceland, and Norway. Those countries are up here in Northern Europe. They often swim into areas of thick ice in search of prey in Alaska and Antarctica. Alaska is all the way up here, and Antarctica is in our South Pole down here. Look at this awesome text feature. It's showing us a map with some awesome labels on it. This map shows the main areas where orcas can be found. Some orcas stay in certain areas. For example, southern resident orcas live in the Puget Sound in the Pacific Ocean. So here's one area that they're talking about where those whales will live in their habitat. But I'm seeing on my key here in my map that it says all the orange areas are in the orca range. So those are areas where the orcas will live and swim. So all of this orange area across our Earth are some areas where you might find an orca. Very cool. Offshore orcas have not been well studied, but they seem to prefer deep ocean. Most other orcas like coastal waters. So those are waters that are close to the coast or close to the shore where the earth and the sea meet. They are mainly seen no more than 500 miles from the shore, where the water is no more than about 650 feet deep. And we have another text feature, our photograph, with another text box. Let's see what kind of information this text box gives us about our photograph. Some oceans are more difficult to live in than others. Orcas living in Antarctica might need to break through ice to breathe. Oh my goodness. And now we're getting to our next heading, telling us that we're going to learn about something new, migration. Orcas are known to migrate. This key word is going to be important. Long distances in search of their prey. The northeastern Atlantic orcas follow herring, for example. Herring is a type of fish. While little is known about offshore orcas, they have been recorded traveling thousands of miles in one direction. The movements of orcas can also be affected seasonally by the melting and freezing of pack ice in some oceans. So they're moving seasonally, which means when the weather changes, they're going to different areas. Okay, and that's where we're going to stop today. You're going to be doing some writing today, talking about the whale's habitat, where they live, and how they migrate. So if you need some more information, make sure that you listen to this video again. You can even take out a notebook and you can write down some notes of things that you want to remember to include in your writing.